Your horoscope is showing me like a line opening up to something. Also, the Hanged Man indicates ultimate surrender, which might be hard right now because Mercury's in retrograde, so things are going to feel off.
Hello and welcome to the final podcast, the last podcast you'll ever listen to.
That is what we are. Booze Brews Horror Movie Reviews. Your final bros have survived.
Yeah, we're here with Brian Hotboy LaGrasta.
Tarot card readings, everyone. And we are here with Shane Pizza. Yes. Tarot. Oh, hell yes. Smith.
I love when our moons are in retrograde. It really makes us simpatico.
And Mike the Cannibal Gypsy.
I was going to bring a tarot card deck this morning, and Mike the Gypsy, totally forgot. I did. Nobody else. Me.
Mm-hmm.
Also joined by the Matt.
Hey, the Matt.
Yeah, this movie sucks.
Oh, short and sweet, huh?
Okay, so with that said, let's jump right into the spare. No, just kidding. Tarot is your typical 2020s PG-13 shitty teen horror movie.
That's the movie we're reviewing this week.
Tarot.
We're doing Tarot.
Yeah.
Is it tarot? Tarot?
They did say something. Tarot. There's an Indian kink to it.
They did say, they do, like Brian was going to say, they say it's spelled tarot, but it's pronounced tarot. The T is silent.
Do you hate when words do that? Just take the T out.
It's
Yeah.
so pretentious to me.
Take the T out.
Way
Yeah.
too pretentious for me.
I agree.
Okay, we're the final podcast. We're reviewing Tarot, the show that reviews a horror movie front to back, scene by scene, and then we finish up with a review of the film 1 to 10 scoring. We do 1 hanged man to 10 hanged mans. Obviously, 1 being a piece of shit, 10 being an amazing film. Follow that up also with the best kill of the movie. Sometimes the best kill is the best kill, or it could just be the most meaningful kill.
Yes.
Matthew,
Yes.
you have, multiple jobs, but one very important one right now.
Nope, not anymore.
Maybe he just walked
We have
away.
a lot of animals. This
Who
place is a
knows?
fucking zoo.
We'll see what happens.
My one job, my very important job
Yeah.
of making sure dog doesn't bark.
Question for the room. How much do you think lowering a movie down to PG-13 worsens a film like this?
I think it wrecks horror films more than any other genre.
Yes.
Is what I would say.
Comedy as well.
Comedy is
Comedy
yeah,
could make it through easier. I think every horror movie has to be rated R at least.
Here's my...
You go first. You go
Are
first.
you sure?
You had something loaded in the fucking cannon.
You're
I don't want
always
to.
loaded up, and I want it.
I got release. Okay. Because I have a very, very simple take on this and why R is so important. R is important because a movie like this is terrible because the writing is god-awful.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
terrible.
The acting is god-awful and everything is stupid. But if this movie was rated R, you could be like, oh, the kills were creative.
There could be titties flopping.
Or since it's this, there's no redeeming qualities because the kills are fucking god-awful.
We are a show that actually seeks out passion. We're not just a horror
Yes.
podcast that just likes horror.
I think it's the most important thing.
We actually bump for passion. We get
Yes.
higher scores for
Based on
passion.
passion.
We were splatter meets passion is our MO. We need the stats.
I need passion.
So, yes, I do agree with you, Shane. I think there's a huge miss with horror movies. I do agree with comedy as well. But really, horror movies is really, really, really bad.
It's important.
Because you're going to get weaker kills. You're going to get a lot less gore. You can still have a decent story, but you do know that PG-13 movies usually don't have good stories.
I will say though that one Netflix movie series, the one with the camp and
Yeah, that's Fear Street.
yeah, Fear Street.
They
I
weren't
think
PG-13 though.
They were R.
They were
that-
R.
Really?
I'm pretty sure.
I
Yeah,
Yeah,
didn't
that
know
one girl in the
that.
first movie literally gets sliced into 5 pieces in a bread slicer.
And Shane
I
has sex
just
with her
assumed
body
that they were
parts.
teens, so it
No.
automatically
No, those
goes
were
13.
R-rated horror films.
Okay, never mind then.
I feel like this movie significantly could be bumped by
Non-existing.
really good death and really good
Tits?
death to pussy.
Ratio.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Because, all right, so I'm just going to break it down for you real simple,
Break it
real
down.
smooth.
Holy shit.
There's a
Shane.
scene towards the end of the movie where a girl is put in a magic box and she's being sawed in half. that scene would significantly be better if we saw her actually in half or like the saw go through. Instead, we just get this screaming with these horrible looking people in the audience.
Oh, so bad.
I'm like, why am I alive?
So bad.
Why am I alive? Like, what is the point of living if I'm just going to keep watching these movies?
So
like,
this movie is so bad you wanted to die.
Yeah, that was what I was getting at.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, you're not wrong. And one thing about this movie, man, like sometimes it's good to like get you right into high gear and kick it off with like just like the important plot points. But this movie actually throws the entire plot to you in like the first 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because like the whole thing is like they are going to get haunted by their individual tarot readings.
Yeah. And
they give them all to every single person's in the first 15 minutes.
Yeah. And then they all die like as soon. This movie's very rapid pace with no time to develop anything or make you care or
now, what does that help or hinder the film? I feel like if this movie was longer, it would have gotten way worse.
It would be worse, but
I think no matter what, it's kind of a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, it's just
because like, and the problem with a tarot movie like that. Actually, no, I'm gonna save for my review. Never mind.
Okay. You know what then? Without further ado, let's jump into the spooky pit.
Okay. Tarot was released in 2024. A group of friends read from a cursed tarot deck that causes them to start dying one by one according to their readings. This was directed by Spencer Cohen and Anna Hallberg. 2 people for this. Look at that. It stars Harriet Slater, Aidan Bradley, Jacob Batalon, Aaron Tico, one name, Humberly Gonzalez, Wolfgang Navigratz, and Larson Thompson. You know the crew. You've seen them before. You love them.
Brian, question for you. Me and Shane were talking about this. Is this movie literally just Final Destination tarot style?
Yes, it is. This movie, but worse, because they tell you exactly how they're going to die. And there's no suspense to it, at least for me. I have listened to many a podcast on this movie after I watched it. And I was shocked to see that people kind of just like are like, it is what it is. You know, it's like not the best movie in the world and you know what you're going to get going into it. And I'm thinking to myself, like the mediocre route is too generous for this. I don't want to give this movie a cop out. I think this movie is hot trash. And I will go into my review, but my review is kind of caked into the entire movie because it is just generally trash. The film is trash.
I could not disagree more.
Oh, no.
I'm kidding. This movie
because at least awful. The structure of it, the way they set up the kills, the characters are total garbage. The kills are total garbage, which is something that you look for. The characters are so fucking annoying. The main couple, dude, their relationship is actually fucking sick, dude. That character, the husband, not the husband, the boyfriend, he's clearly the skeptic, right? Yeah. He's the skeptic all up until the sudden we're like, nope, you know what? I'm not the skeptic anymore. Like, and he's like, no, we need to take this thing down. Like all of a sudden he just flip-flops. I'm like, no, there's no commitment to character in this movie.
Yeah, if you didn't write down the names, would you be able to remember anything about their names or anything about them?
No, I don't.
I actually don't know their names now.
I know one person's name. About this movie. The girl Elise is the girl at birthday because they mentioned Elise's birthday like 20
and the
times.
Boyfriend is Ellis, right? Or Grant.
Oh,
Grant.
wow. Imagine if it was Elise and Ellis. How sick would that be? Shane, give us. I know you forgot the deck this morning, the tarot deck. Because
I'm actually
Matt.
So
what I want to see from you is I want you to pull up information on all of these like tarot cards, like the Hanged Man, the Fool, and the High Priestess, and because this movie goes into it, but I want to get what the internet has to say because I am very uneducated on tarot card readings.
Because the internet, Shane, give us a little cliff note, a little sprinkle.
The thing is, without my deck, I was gonna take my deck out. Right. And
I love when you take the deck out.
I was going to take my cards and put them around this cat right here. Right. And then
You're scaring the cat.
the main card I was going to put right here on the cat's head.
Do you want the meaning of cards in general or the meaning of the cards from the movie?
I want the meaning of life.
No, the meaning in general, not the meaning from the movie. Because the meaning of the movie, I think Grant kind of says, he's like...
explains itself.
Well, Grant's kind of like, you can just kind of like make this up as you go. And Haley, who's the main character, is kind of like, no, wait, that's impossible. Because if you look, the swimming pool's 45 degrees. And then also there's a bunch of birds looking at each other. So obviously your family's going to die in a car crash.
Yeah, but Mars is in retrograde, so I think they'll be
You
safe.
do have to account for Mercury being in retrograde.
Mercury, sorry. Mars also might be in retrograde now.
What does that mean?
Well, it means like, so you know how when you grade things on a scale of like 1 to 10, now you retroactively bring that to planets, and then they go past each other in a way that's like, oh, when they go past, that was like an A grade of a passing.
The fuck did you just say?
I'm being totally serious. I don't know if we could recover from that. Like, I don't know if this episode can continue.
We're just gonna we're gonna bury our review because the movie's bad and we're just gonna make it worse. I think we've already proven that. You're a what? What's your sign?
Oh, I'm a Gemini.
Because they do this thing where like tarot is pulled in with astrology.
Mike's a Leo, we know that.
Gemini, Leo, which is you're very strong, and clearly from this movie,
Yeah.
very, very strong. I'm a Pisces, so I run away all the time. I'm gonna obviously run on the highway away from people.
Oh, Matthew.
I'm gonna run basically right into a noose.
What's your sign?
I'm a Taurus.
Taurus.
Oh, you're bullheaded.
Yes.
Okay,
I actually think they say that. Like,
I
They
wanna-
do say that in the movie.
I want to have, before we talk about this garbage film,
You want to have sex?
Whoa. Wait.
I mean, yeah, press that button real quick.
Whoa!
I mean, like, with you, no.
You're too old.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Hey, baby Shane.
Perfect, Matt. That was perfect.
That's wild.
Thank you. This is why you're here. Anyway,
That's crazy.
astrology.
All right. Well, Matt's gonna pull up the cards, and Matt, can you give us a synopsis on some of the big ones here? The one I can tell you, the ones that are covered in the movie, is definitely High Priestess.
Okay, so it's intuition, divine truth, sensitivity. That's upright. And reversed is harm, secrets, or hidden agenda.
Oh, reverse is if like the cards are read upside down, like they
Correct,
sometimes are. Shane knows that. And then there's the Hermit, which we saw in our last review.
Okay, upright is wisdom, independence, and awareness. And reversed is isolation, resignation, and distance.
All
God.
the cards were upside down in this, right?
Correct.
And then
That deck.
how about the Hanged Man?
Upright is deep insight, change, and release. Reversed is standstill, sacrifice, and lack of control.
Death.
Upright is end, letting go, new beginnings. And reversed is stagnation, holding on, and grief.
Fool.
Okay. Upright is new beginning, innocence, and spontaneity.
Spontaneity?
Whatever the fuck it says. And reversed is recklessness, fearlessness, and risks.
And then the last one's the Devil, which I believe Grant gets.
Upright is temptation, seduction, and materialism. Reversed is freedom, lack of will, and resentment.
All right, I feel like the movie didn't cover that for him at all.
Yeah.
No.
Like at all. Okay. Yeah, I was just interested by that.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's the only interesting part of the movie.
Leave that up, Matt. I might ask you to reference it again as we talk about this movie.
Yeah.
For sure.
So it's a bunch of kids in a cabin. They're like, oh, we're out of booze. What are we going to do to have fun? Let's go break into the thing that clearly says do not enter. They
In the cellar,
enter. They find
basement?
the tarot cards, and they do a reading, as a group does. Their reading is basically like, hey, you know, don't go near ladders because they're going to kill you. Or, hey, don't go into the restricted area of a subway because you'll die. And don't run towards a noose. And they all do the opposite of what the card says. The card, I will say, her reading is very descriptive to, like, how they will die.
It's exactly what it's going to be.
And, like, none of them, like, listen. Even when they tell them, like, 10 of them are dead already, and they're like, hey, you're the fool. Don't be alone. And he's like, I'm going to go by myself to my college dorm.
Yeah, and then I guess if you are a tarot film lover, you can make the argument that maybe fate was pulling them to make those decisions.
That's stupid.
I also agree. I think that's stupid. It's just, like, so weird how, like, they got hit over the head with this. They've seen their friends die in these ways, and then the fool guy, Paxton, was still like, you know what? I'm going to leave you guys. I don't want to hang out with you guys anymore all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Or like that one girl was like, you know what? I know I'm a runner and it's a bad idea. I just saw 2 friends die. I'm going to jet. I'm out of here.
Yeah. Like, I'm not safe in this car with all my friends when clearly it's trying to get us apart to kill us one by one. I'm going to run by myself on the fucking George Washington Bridge that has no traffic.
Yeah.
Also, there was literally writing on the window. In the fog of the glass, it literally showed a hangman. So what do? You run towards the noose.
Yeah, now this movie is actually AIDS.
It's ass. The film is ass. Speaking of ass, they do mention in that opening scene that the 2, I guess, mainish characters of Haley, who's reading the tarot cards,
and Grant
have just recently broken up. He thinks it's because he's too ambitious. She's saying that he's not ambitious enough. When she does read him the tarot cards, he thinks it's bullshit, and she's saying that he's got like a big warning ahead of him.
Yeah, I think they broke up because they're clearly terrible at communication.
Yeah.
Because how does one think they're too ambitious and the other think they're not ambitious enough? I feel like that has to come up in a conversation, and clearly they're not talking.
Yeah.
They're also probably like 20 years old, and this doesn't matter.
But they're all hanging out, and I forgot exactly where they are. They're like in the woods somewhere.
It's cabin in like fucking the Catskills, actually.
Catskills, yeah. And it's for Elise's birthday.
Catskills.
Now, Elise is going to celebrate her birthday by getting murdered.
Yeah, literally though, because the tarot, as soon as they leave, so this is another fucking stupid. I'm gonna get angry on this episode.
She just goes home and dies. You ever just go home and fucking die?
Wait, is she home? Because why is she
college? I think.
Okay, but
Dorm.
like, so this is what pissed me off because it pissed Mike off. Why is she in a sorority with no one fucking in it, or a building with no one in it?
No, she's fucking in it. She's got a lesbian lover.
Does she?
Yeah, that was the girl she was on the phone with.
Oh God, you're right. I forgot about that. I scared Benny.
It's Paige. Isn't it the girl that gets sawed off?
You're right. They are in a lesbian relationship.
Now, it doesn't state the day, but if it's like during the week or something, they're definitely like at a party or something,
No, but like, there's no one there.
Or during the weekend, rather.
But like, why is there no one there? Why are no lights on? Like,
That's true.
Say it.
Why do they have an attic?
Why do they have an attic?
Like, why does the sorority have an attic?
Why does she go to the attic when she hears banging on her door and there's a bunch of candles lit?
Oh my God.
Thank God there's no cats up there.
I know.
Oh.
It's so crazy. And like, she doesn't even get burned. She just falls and like
No, she sees the high priestess, right? And it makes her fall.
Yeah, and then the high priestess keeps slamming the ladder into her until I assume it cut her in half. But like, how do the police then be like, well, this must have been an accident?
So this is my second time watching this, and when I saw that first kill, I knew my night was going to be ruined. Because like, that is a garage door scream kill, but done a million times
worse. Yeah, it's crazy. It's almost like I don't know, like you just drop a microphone on a dog crazy. Like
it's just like
nuts.
That death by attic ladder is one of the most retarded things I've ever seen.
I agree. It's crazy out here.
It's almost like dropping a mic on a dog.
It's crazy. Like,
or like, hypothetically speaking, if there's like a candle around and there was some sort of animal.
It's crazy. But with that said, the next, and this is the thing, right? You're like, oh, okay, let's have time to breathe. You don't, because
No.
the guy is walking home the girl, and he's like, do you feel safe? Do you want me to come upstairs? And she's like, we ain't fucking. And he's like, all right, I'm going to go in the restricted area of a subway.
Yeah.
That's on you.
Are they in Boston? Is it a Boston subway?
Yeah, maybe.
So the first couple, they're all technically like back to back to back to back. The first few are just like until they like figure out, I guess that like maybe after the third friend dies that it's like a thing.
Yeah.
Then they start like dying when trying to solve it.
Yeah.
But the first three are just like they're just like you're gonna get a lot of money. So the guy wins the lottery. Like he wins like a $700 scratch off, right?
Yeah.
And then it's just like, hey, you're gonna go on the wrong track. You're gonna follow a light, and he makes sure to literally go by train tracks and follow the hermit with the light.
They,
Yeah.
They have to be in New York because Catskills is in New York.
That's true.
But
But it could be from Boston because they drove there.
that was a trip, though.
Yeah, it was a couple hours away.
Maybe.
But New York is big.
Oh, upstate, deep upstate.
Yeah, it doesn't. Look,
It could be either or. It
regardless,
really is
It
irrelevant.
really doesn't matter because, like we said, this guy. I don't understand why he goes in the restricted area of the subway.
Do you know, like, you could just find people do that? You can watch videos of people exploring shit like that.
Right, but he's not exploring shit. He's in the movie Tarot, where he knows his friend just died from look, yeah, urban exploration. I've watched YouTube videos on it. They're not being haunted by a fucking tarot demon where their best friend got killed by a ladder. Like, I'm sure fucking Jeremy Wade's best friend wasn't killed by a ladder, and then the next day he's like, I'm gonna go fight a river monster. Like, it don't happen that way. And this movie is just like, they just do stupid shit after stupid shit after stupid shit, and it just keeps going and going and going, and no one gets smarter. They just keep getting stupider. Until it turns into Drag Me to Hell at the end of the movie, and the kid's literally being dragged through the hell pits.
Yeah, that is true. There is a hell pit.
That was great and all, but let me ask you a question. Who the fuck do you think you are coming in here yelling at me like that?
I'm sorry. I got really hot. That was just...
The movie does make you feel angry.
Yeah.
Like I will attest to like the anger I felt when I watched this for the first time. I kind of knew what I was in for the second time. The first time I kind of had to tell you. Like I just couldn't.
You made me watch it the first time because you watched it and you told me how bad it was, and I watched it 2 days later.
Yeah, I'm like, this is ridiculous.
And then you guys were like, yo, Mike G would love this, and you'd be correct.
But here's the thing, like,
I knew it.
Like I said, if I was to uphold one thing about this movie that's like I like it, it is the design of them, of like the high priestess look cool and the hermit look cool for the second kill.
What'd you think about
After
the
that,
clown?
they
clown?
looked.
You didn't like the clown.
I thought the clown was terrible.
I thought the magician was the worst thing in the movie.
Magician was horrible.
Death was pretty bad too.
I
Actually.
thought Death was bad. I thought Precious was super bad. Which
Wait, what was that last one?
Precious.
I was like, I thought you just had a lisp and I said praying mantis.
Precious. No, on the Hangman.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was fucking hell. She dies next, right? Well, wait. Do they go talk to
she does die
the
next.
old lady?
Not yet.
Okay.
No, it's. I think that one. I think they're on the way to the Catskill. Don't they go back there to get the deck?
No, because they talk to the old lady first, and then they go get the deck.
Got it. I think that maybe they're on the way to the old lady. Maybe.
I think they are, and their friend dies before they get there.
Yeah, because I think
Because they do all that research. There's the big research scene.
because the guy that gets the hermit death is dating the other girl
that's about to die.
and they die like back to back.
Back to back, you're right. So they're all on a bridge in either New York or Boston, which, as you guys listening should know, the least populated areas in the country. So no one else is on this bridge the entire time they're on it.
Very true.
And the hangman writes the note in the window. It's like, oh, you're going to die. Ah. And then she runs away from everyone. Literally, there's just a noose just staring her in the fucking face.
Just run right into a noose.
And everything is it's so stupid because you look up and the little guy's like,
He's like, precious. Or as I like to say, precious.
yeah, it's fucking precious.
Oh my god.
Do you see what this has done to me and Brian?
Yeah, this movie's
It's
terrible.
clearly broken you. Brian's hanging on by like a thread.
By a
though.
fucking thread.
Very thin thread.
So thin, dude. Like, it's just fucking bonkers.
Yes, because this girl dies. But the thing is, like, the kids don't process death either. None of them care. They just move on.
Yeah.
Like, Like, even in your shittiest Final Destination movie, there is a funeral scene or something where they are like, man, it
true.
really sucks our friends are dead.
And then that guy shows up always.
Yes. And that's cliched and fine, but it's at least showing grief. They just go on to the woman and they crack jokes. Like, it's so bad.
Yeah. Oh, and this is what I forgot what triggered them to go to
The girl from
Mandy.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah, and Mandy and the Watchers, if she's in like all those. They're all hanging around in one of their places, and they're like literally like looking up. They literally don't know her. They just look up like who is an expert. Literally, there's nothing that triggers them to look it up.
Yeah.
They just look up an expert, and they just happen to find the person that absolutely knows the situation.
Yeah.
Like, it's fucking crazy how that worked out.
Did you like that old bag? I thought she added a little something to the movie.
But she adds there's always the expert in these movies, right? Like, there's always,
I guess
even in Truth or
Lin
Dare,
Shaye
right?
wasn't available or something, but
I thought they should have casted the mom from 6 Feet Under.
Yeah, that wouldn't have been bad either, yeah.
because she's 6 feet from the edge and she's thinking maybe 6 feet.
Matt, can you like mute him real quick for this?
I don't know what number Mike.
Spitting off the edge of the world.
How does that make you feel?
Great, even better if you'd stop touching me.
You got it, you son of a bitch.
Capricorns are rule breakers, and he was in a highly restricted area in the subway.
Yeah. Oh my god. I hate
Now, Brian, I know you said your wife is into the
tarot.
Yeah, a lot of people are. And what I gathered from this movie is that tarot doesn't really do anything. It kind of just tells you what your fate is. But like, it doesn't like tell you, like, it doesn't give you any advice.
No.
There's no help. It gives you more or less clarity.
Yes.
Like, if you buy into it, you'll get clarity. Like, even in this movie, she established, like, it gave me the clarity that I knew my mother was going to die. And it could not change fate no matter what. It gave her nothing.
Yeah.
Just her truth that she needed to see. The clarity that her mother was not going to make it.
Now, personally, do you believe, like, sign-wise, like, you're the way you are, I'm the way I am, specifically because we're born in a month?
So I know, So here's the thing. In reality, it sounds retarded and stupid and dumb. But it is. So here, it's like one or two things for me. Like, it's either super coincidental because what the signs do is basically use really general adjectives, and there's tons of overlap.
Yeah.
So with tons of overlap, everybody's essentially everything at the end of the day. That's like my one skepticism towards it. And my other thing is, like, sometimes I do buy into it, maybe because of the general nature and maybe just because of some seasonality things, if I want to like give it some benefits.
Yeah.
But I do skew more towards my first theory, which is like they're just super general, and of course there's going to be overlap.
Like, do I have a personality just because I was born in August?
Yeah.
I have a very hard time believing that.
Shane, you're buying in.
Yeah, no. You are the way you are because of your birthday, and there was no predetermining genetics to factor into that.
Right. Or like the things I've gone through in my life.
No,
didn't
they
make
don't
me the
shape
way I
you.
am.
Your birthday shapes you.
So just
and that star. That
Right.
one star up there,
Yeah.
that determined everything.
Okay.
So because it like beams the starlight into your brain, and it controls how you function as a person, and that's what crazy people believe.
Yeah, so there's astrology, and there's also the weather, right? So
Yeah.
like sometimes it's really cold and you want the sun to come out.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's really hot. And
and you're like, whoa.
you're just, I wish the sun would go away. And you ever just like, yo, sun, and you just slap the sun.
Yeah.
And go away for a
Yeah,
bit.
yeah.
you're
slap
like
that sun.
You're like, son, I'll put you in that black hole.
You're
Black
just like,
hole sun.
get off me.
You're like, oh my god, it's hot out. What's this new bug that spawned out of nowhere?
Yeah, was this the fucking Mayfly?
Or like when you drive to your friend's house on an April morning, you're like, holy shit, it's snowing still.
That is fucking wild that it's randomly snowing in the middle of April.
Yeah, nuts. Matt,
Yes.
Do me a favor and pull up the like traits or qualities of a Leo, and I want to see if I'm personally match with any of them.
And then when you're done with that, can you please provide photos of the Madagascar hissing cockroach?
Which will coming to a town near you this summer. What's your sign, Shane?
I'm a Gemini.
And then after you do Leo, pull up Gemini, and I guarantee Shane is nothing like.
No, I'm
those.
actually pretty Gemini.
And that's
I'll show you what
and
you
that's
are.
Gemini the sign, and not Jet Force Gemini, the classic N64
great game. Great game. All right, so let's just talk about the end of this movie.
We didn't even talk about the middle of the movie.
My God.
Well, no, they talk to that old bitch.
Want to tell the story of the cursed tarot card?
Yeah, I guess we could get into the technicalities. There was a witch, or
She considered herself the astrologer.
the astrologer, so they thought she was a witch. They fucking burned her, so she cursed the tarot deck. That tarot deck has gone from people to people, and every time they do the reading on this tarot deck, it kills all the people whose readings have been done. And of course, it gets from England to Madagascar to fucking Sri Lanka to like all over the place.
That's great, Shane. Now let me tell the audience what really happened.
You
So-
mean Sri Lanka?
Yeah, Sri Lanka. So yes, the astrologer, but the reason why the astrologer this happened is because there was a count, right? And the count's wife and child, she was giving childbirth, they died because after a tarot card reading, he predicted that they would die, and they died during childbirth. And then because of that, and obviously the astrologer couldn't do anything other than that, to read the cards, the count then had the astrologer's daughter killed, and he
Yes.
hung on a tree, and then the astrologer slit her own throat and bound her soul to the tarot card deck.
Close enough. I was close enough.
And that she also bound everybody that kind of like that she cursed to the deck as well. So it's a cursed tarot card deck. So anybody that's going to read it is going to be cursed.
It's a death curse.
Brian, thank you for clearing this movie up, giving it clarity.
Oh, I tried.
Yeah.
But yeah, essentially that's why. It's a vengeful spirit. It's eventually that lost her daughter because she basically read tarot cards.
We're
and
dealing
could
with a
not cure
lot of
someone's childbirth.
vengeance, vengeful spirits, vengeful cars.
Yeah, I mean
Vengeful.
the count did die from the curse on, on the cards
It's a
too.
fucking curse.
But yeah, so it's a cursed deck, and anybody that uses it is gonna die. So when they go to the lady that knows about it, she mentions that her friends used that deck. They all died except for her because she was the one that did the tarot card reading.
True.
Wait, so in this movie's canon, you're not supposed to read your own?
No, it's just if you don't read your own, you survive. So she didn't die because she didn't read her own.
Okay.
You're also not supposed to use another person's tarot card deck. It's bad luck. I learned that from Matt Quest. And yeah, so with that said, they go back to the Catskills, right, to get the tarot deck.
Yep.
And the idea behind that is they're going to have fake Lin Shay do a tarot card reading for them to tarot. They're going to do the reading of the astrologer, right? So the astrologer would also be under her own curse. That's the idea.
Correct. And I do want to make a clarification, Shane, because you were right originally. I'm looking at this now because we do have the film on in the background.
Yeah.
That girl is here, so the bridge scene happens right after this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Now, what? So the British thing happened with yada yada. That's when fucking Paxton
Yeah.
is just like, I'm gonna go rogue.
Well, that's the thing. The guy that's supposed to not be alone, because his tarot card reading is like, whatever you do, just don't be isolated, because he's the fool.
Yeah.
And he is a fool right now, because he's like, you know what? I just saw you run into a noose. The noose that your reading said not to go into or run away. So I'm out. You know, I've had enough, by the way. As I said, this thing looks fucking retarded. And because he leaves, he's going to go into an elevator, and he's just not going to come out for a while.
Yeah, it's dumb. The whole thing is like he's going up to his friend, his roommate Todd, and the elevator opens, and the jester's like making faces. It's like, oh.
It's like one of those things where like it shows the faces kind of like coming at him, and the lights are flicking on and off. And I actually really do not like the jester. I think it looks like shit. What do you think?
I
thought it was kind of cool.
Yeah, I was gonna say I thought it looked better than the Hangman, and like I thought it looked better than the Magician, but it doesn't compare to the Hermit and the High Priestess.
Yeah, I think the High Priestess was probably the best one.
Yeah,
and then the Hermit had a creepy, like when it opened its mouth, I thought it was a little creepy.
I think the Magician's the worst thing in the movie. I think it looks horrendous.
The Magician's terrible. The Devil you don't really see a lot of. It is kind of a creepy figure, a creature, but like you don't see a lot of it.
Agreed.
Death is trash.
Yeah. But yeah, it does that thing where it does like that teeth jump scare, I call it, where it just shows sharp teeth and goes at the camera, and then you don't see what happens.
I just really hate its movement. Like you see the way it moves through the hallway. Yeah. Like it's like got that like glitchy style of movement. Oh, it's so annoying.
Well, anyway, he's gone. And he'll lead to his story will lead to the worst ending I've ever seen.
It
in
is
a movie.
because you assume that he's dead. I mean, because like he's in here and like they just don't show him die, but like that's the lead up. Like he's like gasping for air because he looks like he's gonna get killed.
Yes. So they get the deck. They then pick up fake Lin Shaye, and they all go to do a reading, right? Do they do the reading at the... I forgot where they actually do the reading. Do they do it at Lin Shaye's or do they do it at the cabin?
They invite Lin Shaye to where they are.
The cabin, right?
Yeah.
So they do the reading at the cabin.
Because, you know, now they're best friends with Lin Shaye.
Yeah.
The Lin Shaye lady.
And she's going to do the reading, but it backfires.
Ooh.
Because her back gets swords fired into it.
Yeah, which one is the swords?
I don't know. I actually have no idea.
Is that is that temperance? There's a swords one, Matt. Can you look up which one? Because they don't like that is one of them.
Yeah.
I just don't know which one it is.
Chowder, do you know which one that is?
Oh, get off me.
Chowder, do you have any input? Okay, Chowder has no input. I do like this perch Chowder's doing on Mike's leg right now.
It's pretty solid.
Just like sitting there, but staring at you longingly.
I know what she's doing. She's protecting me from your slapping me all the time on the leg.
That's a good point. She's such a good cat, Chowder. I would never
She's
set you
healing.
on
I'm happy
fire.
because she would like tear off her skin.
Yeah, she doesn't do that anymore, right?
Well,
or
no.
as much.
Yeah, well, she got a tarot card reading. It kind of showed her what it would look like. But I mean, no, it is fate, so whatever's going to happen is going to happen anyway, right?
I wonder if her reading told her that she was gonna
She's so cute.
get her tail singed.
Cut that.
Maybe.
I mean, cats are curious. Like
Very.
they're going to get into things that they should not get into, regardless if we're there or not.
It's a fact.
unfortunately. Yeah.
Cats are crazy. I love cats.
Yeah.
Oh,
another
Emily.
And they love
Hey, Emily.
they love two things. They love plastic and cardboard.
Yes, my cat loves eating plastic. I have to save her life like once every 2 months.
Yeah, they just always get into the plastic.
Yeah. All right.
Speaking of plastic, Shane.
Yes. Lin Shaye's dead. She's taken 3 knives to the back, 3 swords to the
Yeah,
back.
Matt's still looking it up. He'll never find it.
It's fine. We can keep going. So they're gonna do this cool thing that I like to call scatter, where the fake couple are together, but the other girl gets pulled away.
Scatter.
Yes, and she now. Apparently now the tarot card is able to transport you to a new dimension, where she gets pulled into a magician act that's not at the cabin, right? Like I don't know how to explain this.
It's like impacting her reality, like what's right in front of her.
Yeah.
She's getting that like smile 2 action.
Yes. Basically, she's just gonna get cut in half. Like there's like the scene sucks.
This scene sucks, and there's nothing good about it. Like the magician looks terrible, the audience looks worse. And the death is borderline cutting her in half, but it's all off screen. You really don't see much. You just see like you don't even see her like cut in half, like her body in 2. You just kind of see like that it happened, and it quickly moves on.
Yeah, it's I'm gonna call it horrendous.
Horrendous. What's that mean?
It's just a new way. It's a worse version of horrendous. Wow. It's horrendous. Like that's how bad this is. I'm making up fucking words.
How you doing over there, Matt?
Yes.
How you doing over there?
It's not giving me anything on the sword, so I'm looking for it pretty
I'll find it. I
That's
got
fine.
it.
That's fine.
I'll
We'll
look
keep
too.
going.
Yeah.
I'll wrap. I'll put a neat little bow on this bitch. Because the boyfriend is gonna start getting Justin Long. No, not Justin Long. Who's his girlfriend in Allison Lohman.
Allison Lohman, yeah.
She's gonna start getting Allison Lohman because Hell is gonna be like fucking like, I'm dragging you here. And it's like, oh no, not Hell. And it's like,
Ten
I'm
of
dragging you
Swords.
here.
What was it?
10 of Swords.
10 of Swords. There you go, Bri.
10 of Swords.
Yeah.
Okay.
And now I'll go back on my, oh no, don't drag me down to hell. And then they're dragging him to hell. And
Yeah.
then eventually
There it
he
is.
gets saved.
10 of Swords, yeah.
Oh, that's it. Okay. Yeah, so
But I am going to need a check on like what the 10 of Swords is because that was not included in our initial lookup.
Okay.
Is the 10 of Swords on that one like overview that you had?
do you know Chowder?
No, it is not.
Ciao, ciao.
It is not. On
Okay.
here.
Well, you'll look it up.
Yeah, look it up. Because I'm rapping. I'm putting that fucking
Shane
bow.
is wrapping this up. He's
Because
done with this. He doesn't want to do
I'm
it.
over. I'm actually, no joke, I'm so over this
Yeah,
movie.
it's really just
Because
rough.
like really the end is she reads the tarot for
She reads the tarot for the
astrologer.
astrologer. Yes.
And doesn't she just get sucked into like hell or something or like
She just breaks the curse.
And that's
she breaks the curse that she set because she read her tarot card, so she got her like reading.
right. And then her boyfriend stops getting dragged to hell. They reconvene. They automatically just assume the other girl died. Like the girl that got cut in half, they never see the body, right? They don't like. How do they know she died?
No, it disperses. They unbind her from the spell is broken, the curse is broken, is unbinded, and that's it.
Yeah, like
And they're just like, okay, well, now we can assume that there's no more curse.
Right.
We can assume we can live our lives great. And we can assume we can read very, very protected and sealed tarot cards.
yes, it's the only way to read them.
So I like to say tarot cards.
Tarot cards,
Or tarot.
I like tarot cards.
Tarot.
Man,
What do you got, Matt?
It says signifies a painful ending, a sense of overwhelming loss, and a feeling of being at rock bottom.
Okay.
let's watch
I
this
mean,
movie.
she lives alone in the woods, so.
So they are walking. So this also confused me. Maybe I'm stupid, but why were they walking at the end of this movie? Why didn't they just drive?
Didn't they damage their car or something like that?
When?
Yeah, good point.
They probably got maybe their tire got slashed.
Yeah, we're gonna go with that. So they had tire slashing because I felt like this was just an excuse for them to be walking. So the very end of the movie could be like, surprise, Paxton's alive.
Yeah, it's a mess. And by the way, it's actually the 6 of Swords.
Oh,
Just checked it.
but yeah.
weird 'cause
So Paxton picks them up and like, how'd you survive? And he's like, well, I was in an elevator and then Todd showed up.
Fucking awful.
And
Fucking awful. If anybody was like, oh my God, he's the comic relief, so we love the fact that he came back, like, you must clearly not like horror movies because this shit was fucking terrible.
it was why was he alive? He also like his terror was he helps his friends in the end. What did he help them do? Not walk? Like he didn't help them solve the thing.
I guess what they would say is like the point is he was never going to die because he would always come help out. But that doesn't mean he survives.
Right.
He could help them out and still die. Like,
yeah, but he doesn't do anything to help them.
no, he doesn't. You're right. He just
Shows up and
shows
he
up.
gives them a ride.
Yeah, he shows up with a car, and they already had that.
Yeah.
They just decided not to utilize it.
Right. Oh my God. This movie. Okay. Review time. This movie is actually, and I feel like I've said this recently for something else, but this is now going there. And there's going to be a movie worse that we review in 2 weeks.
100%.
This is a bottom of the barrel movie. It is an unforgivable piece of shit that no one should watch. If this don't watch it, don't think it's so bad it's good. It's fucking awful. It's so bad. It's a 2 out of 10.
Yo, I'm saying, okay. I thought for a
ain't
second the way you were talking about, I thought you were gonna go like
I didn't go 1 because
you're not gonna go like
there-
one hangman.
There was something else we were going to review soon that is getting that coveted 1 spot.
But that's
And I
if,
won't say what
if
it
I'm
is.
tracking to that, it's kind of fair.
Yeah, this movie is like, It's not a 1 because like we always think, oh, it's not Pirates on Ghost Island. It's not like a haunted boat.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, that's fair.
Pitfall Tango.
There's some like production value to it where I'm not gonna say like
It's not Slaughter Vomit.
Yeah.
You were not
exactly.
going down that track.
yes, but it's as close as you can get to that trash. This is a 2.
What's crazy is this movie, generally speaking, is like right up my alley. You know, Truth or Dare.
Yeah,
Stuff
Slenderman.
like- yeah. Fuck. Which one did we?
Bye Bye Man.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, like that shit. That's my shit.
That is that a PG-13 too? 'Cause that's the vibe I
Yeah,
get.
PG-13.
Both of those movies, although I think Truth or Dare might be R, I might be. But that's the vibe I get from this as well. Like those two movies, 100%. Yeah.
Right. So like shit like that. Like you guys said, Bye Bye Man sucked. I gave it an 8. You know, stuff like that. That being said, this movie,
I'm on the edge of my seat for this review.
you should be on the edge of the earth because this movie is like no, I can't even pretend to like this movie. It's really bad. Bump it up to an R, cut out some of the god awful jump scares. It might be higher. I think the fucking acting is pretty bad. The characters are all bland, boring, forgettable. I think I dozed off at a couple points during this movie.
Unbelievable.
The fucking kills, Brian.
I agree with you.
Why are they so terrible?
They're really bad, and I think when you said like dozed off, it's also not an entertaining movie.
Not at all.
And that's a big thing with the Matt. You gotta keep the attention. This movie didn't keep my attention.
This is true.
Like for instance, the opening scene of Bye Bye Man. You remember how fucking awesome that was?
That
and
was
how
good.
chaotic it was.
That was good. That was
There's
Lou Vanell.
nothing like that in this movie.
No, there isn't.
And it's dog shit, and the movie's a fucking 3.
Yeah.
Brian.
I also have a 3 for this,
Okay.
Shane.
I went the lowest.
Which,
Okay.
with the way I talk about how much I hate it, I do feel like it's kind of generous. But yeah, I mean, I'm at like I'm at a low 3, kind of like the same vibe I had for Truth or Dare is better than this. Like it just is. Bye Bye Man is probably probably both on the same level.
Yeah.
Maybe Bye Bye's a little better because of the beginning. This is just, it's an again, like the pros, the design of the creatures, the movie looks like it's made with it's good quality. However, the jump scare, like I said, the production that they've executed on is terrible. Like, it could look good in some areas, but how they maneuver it is terrible. The backstory is forced and garbage, and we've seen it before, time and time again. You are right, whoever said Final Destination masked with tarot cards, but worse, because they tell you everything that's going to happen. There's no suspense. And when the suspense comes, it's so poorly done. The kills are fucking some of the worst I've ever seen in a film like this. That's supposed to be like, really, that's the punchline. Like, the kill is supposed to be what makes you engaged. And that's why it's like really, really a huge letdown. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. I've seen it twice, and like, I just really hope I never see this shit again. Like, ever. Sorry.
So 3-3-2. Are we gonna let him?
Yeah, we have. I just need to know his opinion. Matt, what's your? Give us a number, Matt.
Hey Matt,
Yes.
slap a number.
I would say I'm gonna give it a 2. I think the movie is terrible. The acting is terrible. Script is terrible. Kills are terrible. The thing about a tarot movie, and this is what I was gonna say before, but I held it till now. Tarot movies, you're obviously, the whole point of a tarot is to see the potential like future or whatever, like the to see some sort of future. And it gives it away. But they just did not execute on the factor of those different like tarot cards. And they didn't like, you knew what was going to happen. You knew someone was going to walk into a noose because of the hangman. But the way they executed it was fucking terrible. And it goes on. Now, the ending, that was god awful. I'm pretty sure at one point they mentioned something about like a shapeshifter or something like that. I thought that was going to be an angle. That was not. I don't know. That movie. It's just. It's not. I can't give it a 3. I can't give it a 1 because we put even worse trash down there.
It's not a 1.
It's not a 1.
It's not.
We put worse trash down there. But it's. I don't think I can't give it a 3. And I would never recommend anyone to watch this movie. Unless you literally, it's not even like a comedic terrible.
No,
like it's just so like laughably unbelievable at points. Like it's the points of like these people have experienced it already, yet they still make the unrealistic jumps to meet their ends.
And there was I forget which character it was. There was the one character that was was actually being like reasonable and saying, why would we go to some random person in the middle of the woods take a trip?
That was Grant, I believe.
Yeah.
Final Destination gives you that grace of like I can correct my fate. Like I can like work to revise it. Where this film is just like, not only is it laid out before me, I don't know. I've been told how it's going to happen. I'm still ignorant to that. And I'm going to make the most laughable mistake to make sure I'm killed.
And that's the thing. In Final Destination, majority of the movies, they do a pretty good job of making you guess what's going to happen. The tarot cards kind of give away what's going to happen, unfortunately. But that's what you get for making a tarot movie.
Yeah.
Also, Final Destination gives you, like fucking Ali Larder, Sean William Scott,
Tony Todd,
good
Devin Sawa,
professional actors.
Yeah,
I mean, the guy from Spider-Man is probably the only one that I really know of in this movie.
Oh, Paxton.
Paxton.
Yeah. It's just like we're done. It's over. Like we reviewed it.
Yeah. So, with that said, Necronomicon's tough because every kill sucked.
I don't even know who to choose here. I really don't.
Look, do we go with the one that's actually just the unanimous worst? There's a lot though. The intro ladder kill just set me off.
Yeah.
Right? And then there's like one of the last kills, which is the fucking saw off, because it just was so do we actually judge it based on just how shitty it was done?
Yeah, so if you want to go shittiest kill in the movie,
it's
it's
the
the
saw.
saw kill. Now, the ladder kill sucks.
I'm going to go with the ladder kill for my pick because it was the one that, like, when I watched this the first time, I laughed. And the second time, I just realized, like, it's really lazy and shitty. And
I'm going to go with the ladder kill because I think it really sets the tone for what you're going to watch.
yeah, that's how I felt, too. It's just fucking terrible.
Okay, ladder kill.
Ladder kill. Who's the name of the girl?
Probably ladder kill.
I think that's Elise, right? I think her name's Elise.
Yeah, I believe so.
All right, we're going with it. Elise. Ladder bitch, as we like to call you in the biz. Your kill set the tone for what is to be one of the worst teen slasher flicks of the modern era.
You set the tone.
None of this makes sense. No one had parents. Like,
That's classic PG-13 horror.
like it was just so bad.
Yeah, like where the fuck are your parents?
Like, none of this got better. Why? Like, if all my friends died, my mom would be like, "What is happening? Please come home. I'm scared." Like, what are you? This is not a movie. This is a government test to see how much people can withstand before they lose their mind. And for that, we have to put the ladder kill in our Necronomicon because it's so iconic to bad.
I think, to sum this movie up, like, I think the worst thing is just like, yep, love will be the death of me when you pull the death tarot card. Love will be the death of me.
What does that fucking mean?
It's so
What the
fucking
fuck is-
generic.
Hey, movie? What does that mean?
Yeah, I don't know.
Can I buy a vowel?
Shane, would you go to pro tarot reading?
No.
You get your palms all fucked?
I'm actually, next time we record, so in like 4 episodes, I'm bringing the tarot card deck and I'm doing the tarot
You're gonna
card
do a
or
reading.
whatever movie we're reviewing.
Oh, so you're
That
not
deck is getting used.
you're not giving up on that dream.
No.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Matt, hey Matt,
Yes,
do you still have the Leo thing up there?
I do. Yes.
Tell me what I am as a person because I was born in August.
I got rid of it. Hold on.
It's funny. I don't remember telling you to do that.
It was only a half hour ago. Well, I'll be honest. We'll do this
on.
off air. Unless you have it.
Yeah.
All right, let's read it.
It says positive traits: confident and bold,
No.
generous and loyal,
Sometimes.
true.
Sometimes.
passionate and theatrical,
Fuck
Actually,
yes.
both yes.
Fuck yeah.
natural leaders,
No.
honest and outspoken.
Sometimes.
And it says potential challenges: attention seeking,
No. I hate everything.
arrogant and stubborn.
No. I hate
dramatic.
myself. Yeah, sometimes.
It fits for
Possessive
other
and
leaders.
jealous.
So. Guess what I'm thinking
What was
about?
the last thing?
Possessive and jealous,
Yeah.
and lazy.
Fuck yeah.
So you and Nancy are really both sides of the Leo spectrum.
Yeah.
Okay. That was
Because he's a lot of the ones that you said you
So
were
you
not.
were not.
He was.
So yeah, that's the thing. There's always certain ones to cover each person.
okay. That was sort of interesting.
Yep. So with that said, next week we are going to do the classic Vlasic pickle, 1968 Night of the Living Dead.
George Romero.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why were you talking about pickles real quick?
I don't know. But with that said, we are the Final Podcast signing off, and we will see you next week where they're coming to get you, Mikey.
Johnny. Johnny.
There are a ton of animals in this room right
Tune
now.
in to the Final Podcast. We do weekly horror movie reviews every Monday. You can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, really wherever you listen to your podcast will be there. Definitely hit us up on YouTube. And like I said, if you have a recommendation, if you want to just chat us, you can definitely just send us an email at thefinalpodcast@yahoo.com, and we'll love to hear what you have for us. Other than that, we will see you next week for some zombie fun from the creator of the genre, basically himself, George A. Romero.
I like to call him Jorge.